As health and wellness providers, we know that better patient outcomes require a whole person, multidisciplinary approach that we just can't provide on our own. That's why I've started the Wellness Center Creators Podcast. I'll be bringing you interviews with experts, tips, tricks, secrets, resources, systems, and solutions so that you don't have to reinvent the wheel. And creating your wellness center won't feel like starting over. Hi, this is Kendall, and I'm so glad you're listening to the Wellness Center Creators Podcast. Before we get started today, I wanted to chat with you about Jane. Jane is an all-in-one practice management software that provides online booking through a secure client portal, as well as administrative scheduling, payment processing, electronic charting, insurance billing, and more. But for me, Jane is so much more than just an EMR. It's a software that has something to offer for every practitioner, whether you're focusing on one-on-one treatments, offering classes, or doing manual therapy. However you practice, Jane is here to help. Here on the Wellness Center Creators Podcast, we love how easy it is for our clients to book in with our practitioners using Jane's online booking. It's quick, simple, and completely online. Even your least tech-savvy clients will be able to use online booking. We also love that we can process payments quickly and easily online. This makes the checkout process easier for us and our clients, as well as our admin staff. If you want to see more of what Jane has to offer, head over to jane.app. You can use the code WELLNESS1MO in your sign-up notes for a 1-month grace period, which will get applied to your account. Let me guess. You are a health and wellness provider, and the place you really want to practice doesn't exist yet. You know better patient outcomes require a whole person, multidisciplinary approach that you can't provide on your own. But thinking about starting or expanding into something new feels daunting. You've dreamed up your vision that you just cannot get out of your head because you know how much your community needs this type of care and how impactful it will be. Hi, I'm Kendall Hagensen, and over the past several years, I've created and led a truly holistic, collaborative, and multidisciplinary healthcare center in Vancouver, Washington, United States. When I started my business, I was very aware that I didn't know much about the business side of things, but as a therapist, I knew a lot about people, how to build relationships with them, how to find ones that were smarter than me in certain areas, and how to build a positive community. Present day, as the center is thriving and we're building out a second location, it is my absolute passion to work with health and wellness providers every day, providing business coaching specific to creating multidisciplinary practices and wellness centers of all kinds. My favorite part is when it clicks and my clients embody the felt sense that creating a wellness center doesn't have to feel like starting over, and that they actually don't have to reinvent the wheel. And it felt like the right time to develop this new resource, the Wellness Center Creators Podcast, where I, along with my guests, help you find WELL wealth in life and business. Today, I'd love to invite you to take some time to write out your why. You're probably already clear on why you became a helping professional, but it doesn't hurt to start there. And then expand into why you are so passionate about creating a wellness center. And what is the thing that will keep you going when business ownership gets hard? Like really hard. What is so important about this dream that letting it go just isn't an option? My why started very selfishly. I think many of us as helping professionals identify as wounded healers at some point. And as wellness center creators, I would expect that some of you have your own health journey that is fueling your motivation into this work. I have MS, multiple sclerosis, and I was diagnosed when I was 20 years old. At that point, I was really hit in the face with the dysfunction of our medical system in the United States. And I learned very quickly that our system is built for emergencies, but not at all for preventative care or care of chronic conditions. So at that point, I started to seek alternative medicine to build my own little care team around myself, which was awesome, and I received wonderful care, but the providers still weren't in the same location and still didn't talk to each other to coordinate my care. So I started envisioning a place where people could come and receive truly collaborative care from a multidisciplinary team and where they could get that much needed different experience in healthcare. I went on to get a master's degree in somatic counseling psychology and dance movement therapy and became a somatically focused trauma therapist and created Vancouver Wellness Studio to bring my vision to life. I've spent many years working with clients who have chronic pain, medical illness, and medical trauma as a provider on our team at VWS. And it has been an absolute honor to witness the impact collaborative care has had on our community. My why has, of course, expanded over the years, but it's still rooted in that foundational purpose of a patient coming through the door and having a much needed different experience in healthcare, and that their life is changed for the better long term. It's those patients who come to us with a new or chronic medical diagnosis who are now depressed. They can't do the same level of physical activity as before they were diagnosed. They have all sorts of symptoms that they're being told are random. And 6 months later, after working with us, they're talking fluently about how the mind and body are connected, how trauma impacts their body. They're no longer depressed, and they've now signed up for a 5K run. And they tell us that they're so grateful they found our team and that we saved their life. And that's really what keeps my team and I going and continuing to do this work, even when we face hurdles and challenges. And it's the reason we made it through COVID and are thriving. Now, why did I form Wellness Center Creators and this podcast? Because I want to help other health and wellness providers avoid wasting time, energy, and money as they embark on this extremely important work. It's totally possible to realize your dream of providing the whole person care you know patients need while being the leader your team wants and living the life you always knew was possible but weren't sure how to make happen. So, step 1 is your why. And feel free to share this with me at Kendall@wellnesscentercreators.com. And who knows, I might reach out to you to be a guest on the podcast. On the Wellness Center Creators podcast, you can expect weekly episodes where I interview interesting people with interesting stories who are experts in all things business and wellness. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast to stay up to date with weekly episodes. Thanks so much for listening to the Wellness Center Creators podcast. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Please visit our website at wellnesscentercreators.com for more show notes and additional episodes. By the way, I love hearing from listeners. Please send me an email at Kendall, Kendall, at wellnesscentercreators.com with your feedback. And if you send me a question, maybe I'll read it on the show, anonymously, of course. Thanks so much again for listening, and we'll catch you next time on the Wellness Center Creators podcast.